Hey all, and this is the Cursed King event. This is a Fire Commander event and Chaotic Killer. So I made up a couple of good teams. Well, these are my main ones anyway. Now I do have the event deck, but I'm not using any event cards. I will explain why as we progress. So to start, let's go through my boss's team. Metaverse Masters. This gives the next hero to use their battle skill a 150% damage buff. So use that, then use Heretic Hunters. This card increases self-damage by 275%, so you get both buffs, basically. And the other three cards just give general damage boosts. For example, 120% on this one. Then 50%, then this one has 80%. Also, Emoliating Fae is a Chaotic Killer card, an old ultimate form, the one you need if you don't have the current event deck. So there we go. Now if we move on to the relics, I have the event ultimate relic, but this doesn't quite break enough shields on its own, even though I have quite a few Fire Commander ultimates on the team, so I've added this old blue relic as well. That breaks an additional 3 shields. Doesn't make too much difference to the team having off-colour relics. Then Raised Staff, a really good relic. Increases attack of all heroes by 47.1%, which makes it very useful. I always like relics or heroes that have percentage damage or attack increases. There we go across. Just 2 general Fire Commander relics to finish, basically. And that's the team I've made up. It's pretty effective on the bosses, actually. More effective than I was first expecting. So if we go on to the Crusade team, the main change is now I've got rid of Metaverse Masters and put Steel Force on the team. This is really useful as it has a nuke skill, effectively. Unleashes a copy of this hero's strongest attack this battle, targeting one enemy. So for the weaker bosses, you can one-shot them with a bit of luck. For the final boss, though, you can't. You need to use the other heroes as well, but this is considerably faster than doing it with 5 ordinary cards. So yeah, I highly recommend having Steel Force on the team. And the relics are pretty similar to the previous team, just I don't need to break shields, so I don't really need to talk too much about those. So now it's time to talk about why I don't have the ultimate form from the current deck on the team. Fire Chaotic Fail. Well, let's have a look at the ultimate form first. What does it do? It creates 8 Fire Power Gem level 7s and reduces damage taken from enemy attacks by 25% for 1 turn. Cooldown 1 turn on the card. So it creates a relatively decent amount of Fire Power Gems, but it doesn't have any damage bonus or buff on it. Also creates an extra power gem after a fire hero uses a battle skill. So the main feature of the card, though, is probably this Crown Breaker skill. The problem is you never really get a chance to activate it, as you need 20 crown shards. So yeah, if you can somehow get this skill going, you will do more damage, but you're going to need 5 event cards, and the cards don't have any buffs, so to speak, damage bonuses. So yeah, it's a bit of a dud card. It's only really useful if you don't have Emoliating Fae. If you do, I would honestly just skip the deck completely. It's not very effective. Well, I've not seen any effectiveness in it. And yeah, this team hits for way more damage, so yeah. About enough said, I think, regarding that. And then finally, a team for the ultimates. Well, I'm not going to be spending too much time on ultimates. However, if I get low on Crusade keys, ultimates are very useful, as I can 1-key them and get my Crusade keys back. So yeah, that's the main purpose of ultimates anyway. So I have set up a team for that. A pretty basic team, just 5 Fire Commander ultimate forms. So now we're going to move on to the vault. I did get some rather nice vault pulls from the vault. You will see what I got from it. Here we go. Alright, so here we go with the vault. I'm going to go for this deck, even though I don't really like the look of it. There's a guaranteed main hero offer available as well, but I'm not going to be going for that. If it was an Ultra or Master hero, I would probably go for it though, but not a main hero. That's pretty much the worst out of the offers. So this should be fun. I don't really like the look of this deck that much, as it doesn't have a boost, and if you have a quick look at the ultimate form, the Crownbreaker's skill, well, yeah, 20 crown shards to get it going. That's going to take too long, except against maybe Umbral solo bosses. You might get it going there, but not against guild bosses or during Frenzy. So let's see what I get anyway. If anything, I could really use the relic. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. What? What? Ultra Hero on tier... Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, I've just almost passed out. Wow. Yeah, a moment of silence for an Ultra Hero on tier 1. Well, seems the deck wants to be mine, so to speak. Wow. So do I even need to go any further? I mean, I can get the deck using... Well, I need at least 42 coins, so 5 more. I can get this deck up to at least 2 pink stars. Let's try this next tier. I want the relic as well, really, so let's see what I get. But that's an incredible first tier. I'm sort of in the situation where I don't really know what to do now. Normally I'd keep going, but I'm not sure if I really need to. I mean, that never happens. Ultra on tier 1. Give me a few minutes. I'm going to decide what I want to do next and then continue from there. Okay, so I am going to go for the guaranteed Master Hero. I want the relic as well. I don't have that many fire relics that are suitable. Well, not that break all the shields, so I'm going to go for this. Had to think about that for a minute, decide what I really wanted to do here, but yeah, I'm going to go for the guaranteed Master. I think it's on tier 6, isn't it? Or tier 5, or something like that. It's a long way in. Wow. Crikey. Master here. Wow. Yeah, I don't normally see sort of luck like this. Very, very unusual. Wow. So yeah, I already have the deck now. Well, I said I'd get the guaranteed Master Hero, so let's keep going. This could be interesting. I might get... Well, I will get at least 2 pink stars in it. I might get 3 pink stars if I get lucky and get another Ultra Hero. But I needed... What's that? Support hero. Okay, that's nothing exciting, don't worry. Yeah, I need the main hero, though, as I need to get the shiny. So that's the main hero, anyway. So this is the rare relic that I was after. Then the final tier gives a guaranteed master. Not even sure if I really need the guaranteed master, though. That's another Master Hero here. That's the main hero. And that's the rare relic. That's another support. Yes, a support hero. And the thing is, I got another Master Hero, so there's no reason to do the next tier, is there, really? As I have the relic. So what I can do now is go and make the Ultra Hero, I think. Yeah, I don't need another Master Hero. I have two, I'll get a third one from the Shiny collection. Really having to think about this, but yeah. What I can do now is forge another Ultra, I think. Just having to think about it before I go any further. I will. I have the 2 pink stars on the deck. This has turned out to be extremely good. I haven't actually used that many gems as well. You can see I still have a large chunk of gems available. And I have 2 pink stars on the ultimate form. So let's go ahead and forge this, then take it up to 2 pink stars. Here we go. I'm not sure if it's going to help me that much, though, as the best option might be without event cards, but the relic will definitely help me, so go ahead and forge that. And there we go now. To have a bit of fun with the event. So there we go, that was the vault. Now here's the actual event. That was quite tough with the vault. I did that as one of the first things for the event. Before I even started really playing the event, should I say. I got really excited about that ultra rare on tier 1, then realised the whole deck was completely useless compared to what cards I have. Anyway, with Crusade, as always, stick with that Umbral map when you can. Radiant is also worth playing if you can't really beat the Umbral easily. Anything lower than that, though, is not really worthwhile if I'm being honest. Now, always scroll down to the bottom to see if there are any decent Fire Commander cards there. If there isn't, then you can use a friend or guildmate. So yeah, Faye's a good card for the Crusade, so I'm going to pick her. And here we go. So yeah, 5 waves at this point in the Crusade. This should be pretty easy, actually. The way you use this deck, turn 1, use all the cards, then just use Steel Force against the bosses until you get to the last boss, basically. Yeah, left to right. Don't use Steel Force on turn 1, otherwise you will get this error, no combat data, and 0 damage. After this, though, it should kill a lot of the bosses in one hit. If your team is similar to mine, you should be able to do the same thing with a bit of luck. Let's see if it works. Here we go. There we go. Instantly killed it. And this is way faster than using any other team, in my opinion. You can see the bosses just die instantly. The regular enemies, though, you should be able to get away with just the passive gems if you don't have any battle skills active. Let's try this. Yeah, that kills it. There we go. And this is a very fast and effective way of getting through that Umbral map. Once you've used all the skills on the first wave, you should be able to fly through the rest of it really quickly. And this is with 0 event cards as well. If you don't have a Moliating Fae, you may need the event ultimate form, but I don't recommend it. It's such a weak card. I don't know why they've released such a weak deck. But yeah, that's going to totally obliterate the boss anyway, and that was really easy. Crusade done. There we go. I'm going to do one more Crusade just to talk through something. Again, scroll to the bottom. Check the Fire Commander cards. There's one there I can use. Well, it's the Event Ultimate form. At least I can show you what this does now. See if I can somehow get that 30 up. I've never managed to get the Crown Shards going yet. You need to be fighting either an Umbral Guild boss or a solo boss, I would have thought. Just play it really slowly until, well, you get the Crown Shards, then do massive overkill onto it, but yeah, I've not managed that yet. So again, first turn. The damage might be a bit weaker than what it was with the previous team. As you can see, 409. I think that's slightly lower. Doesn't make too much difference though, but yeah. The Event Ultimate form is not good. The only advantage of it is you can use the skill every single turn. So it might make the regular enemies a little bit easier, but not the bosses though, as there's no buff or boost on the card. So there's the Crown Breaker, 20 Crown Shards. You can see I'm only on 6. So yeah, it's a long, long way away before I finally get those Crown Shards going. I don't think it's going to happen during this battle, unfortunately. I'd need to play a solo boss really slowly, as I've already mentioned, or just use 5 event cards, but then, again, the damage is not going to be good, as there's no buff on any of the cards. So yeah, a bit of a difficult situation. There's way too many regular enemies this time around, making it a lot slower than the previous Crusade. We're coming up to the end boss now, though. Now here's the important part I'm going to mention. You can check what the end boss does, or gives, should I say, by carefully pressing the chest here. If you can't defeat the solo bosses, and you get a boss that gives a solo boss, what you can do at that point is just tap the corner and quit out. That's something to bear in mind if you're struggling with the solo bosses. That's a really useful tip, actually. Helps a lot with the Crusade. Or if you really don't want to fight the solo bosses, it's useful for that as well. But yeah, if you're struggling with the solo bosses, always check what the end boss gives. And if it gives a solo boss, you can quit out if you don't want to fight it, or you can't beat it. And there we go. That's 2 ways of the Crusade done. Now what I need to do is try and get a solo boss up, and this might take a long time, so here we go. Let's see how long it takes. Alright, so we have a solo boss up. It shouldn't be too difficult to kill. Brothers in Banditry. Yeah, I'm going to use this team. On the guild bosses, I'll show you the difference between swapping Emoliating Faith, the Event Ultimate form. But for this boss, I want to just try and take it down. Alright, here we go. So yeah, pretty straightforward deck to use. Turn 1, just try and match the fire gems that are on the board. There should be a decent amount. Then turn 2, just go left to right. Then it might be better to wait until the rainbow is up before trying to do the second attack if this doesn't kill it. Remember that Emoliating Fate will remove blind, so that makes it rather useful. And then probably don't want to hit too hard with this attack. I want to leave a little bit of health on the boss, but it's died instantly, yeah. It's a little bit too powerful at this point. When the bosses have more health though, I will try and get the boss down to low health, then use all the skills when there's a rainbow on the board. But for now, the bosses are going to die really quickly, unfortunately. Now, moving on to guild bosses, I'm going to have a go at this Umbral. Now, as I have quite a few keys, I can test out the various teams that I have on the boss. Now, to start with, let's use my main boss's team. Alright, here we go. So one thing you do have to be careful of with the guild bosses is that they do have chaos, and that can be quite annoying actually. That's their worst skill in my opinion. The other skill is Traitor. Traitor doesn't do too much. And the most effective way to use this team is to wait until a rainbow is up. Well, for the guild bosses anyway. Solo bosses, it doesn't matter, but guild bosses, yeah, wait for the rainbow and hope it doesn't get destroyed by chaos. And that will recharge Metaverse Masters as well. Once the rainbow is up, you will see why. Otherwise, it's hard to get enough dark gems as well if you don't use the skill when the rainbow's up. So, at this point, left to right, like so. Let's see how much damage I can do. It won't be anything spectacular as there's no loose gems, so to speak. It'll be alright though. 4.7Q on Heretic Hunters. Now I just need to wait for another rainbow and then repeat the process. This is the most effective way to hit the guild bosses, in my opinion. The problem is after turn 1, if you don't wait until the rainbow's up, you don't get enough dark gems for Metaverse Masters. So yeah, that's kind of a major problem, but it is what it is. Right, I'll do another decent attack when the rainbow's up, then show you what I mean. If you use the skills earlier, so to speak. Only one loose power gem, so the damage should be a little bit higher than the previous attack, and it's 5.7Q. Now to use the skills earlier and show you the damage difference when there's no rainbow up, should I say. Just going to wait 3 turns for all the skills to be active. Traitor isn't a massive problem as I do have a revive as well. Revive on, I believe it's Altion's new guard that has the revive. Yeah, Chaos is active as well now. I'll show you what this does when there's no rainbow. As you have to convert all the dark gems as well, and there's no gem crush, Metaverse Masters isn't as easy to use. So you can see there, the damage wasn't actually too bad. It's normally lower than that. But yeah, you have to get Metaverse Masters back at this point. So yeah, using it when the rainbow is up is arguably the best way to use the deck. But you can decide that for yourself. Now I'm going to try the Ultimates team, I think. Just to show you how I'd use this. This should finish off the boss. Then I'll use my weaker team that has the current event Ultimate form on the new Umbral boss. This team is basically just left to right. Nothing special about this. A very easy team to use. They match the 2 highest value power gems plus all the commander gems. Then watch the damage. There we go. That was actually pretty effective. That wasn't far off my decent team, actually. So I may end up using this. I don't know yet. It's pretty close, though, with the damage between the Ultimates team and the solo boss team. But now you get to see what it's like with the current event ultimate form, and this really is a fail. Now, this may do about the same sort of damage. It may do considerably less. It all depends on the grid. But yes, difficult. In testing, it wasn't doing anywhere near as much damage as with Emoliating Fae, but it might here. Let's wait for the rainbow. You never know. I might get a good hit out. But yeah, because it doesn't have any boost on it, though, it is a bit of a dud. The 13x gem, though, may help a bit. I still don't think this deck's really worth going for, considering at most you'll do the same damage as with older cards. So, yeah. Anyway, let's see what I do. It needs to do around 5Q. One loose gem, but I need to match it as it's a commander gem. Yeah, 5Q. It's a close thing, basically, yeah. I'm not sure, I might end up using this team, I might not. I still think the whole deck is a bit of a fail, though. It should be stronger than it is. It should have some sort of boost. Even just 50% boost to make it the same as Fae would help. And getting this Crown Breaker skill just doesn't happen. Let's try it without the rainbow on the board. I don't think it's going to hit for much here. Let's match the two commander gems, leave the loose power gem. 5.4Q now. Actually did more then than when the rainbow was up, so that's a bit strange. That's really strange. Gonna need to get those dark gems though. But yeah, hopefully this gives you an idea as to if the deck is worth going for or not. And that's the whole purpose of doing this. I don't think it is, but it's entirely up to you. There you go, final attack on the boss. That should kill it easily. Let's see the damage. There's no loose power gems this time around. 4.3Q on Heretic Hunters, and there we go. That's what my teams do to guild bosses. Alright, let's have a look at the event rewards and to if it's a Dragoon or Warden. So this time around we have Mana. Now I like Mana, I think that's a good collection. I'm going to go and claim these. Mana is always welcomed, and this is the first time we've seen Mana as well, which is quite interesting. It's always needed though, so that's pretty good. And then let's have a look. I think there's 2 Legends Leagues this time around. Some events there's only 1. Oh, it's an Earth Dragoon. This might be worth fighting for. Let's have a look. Yeah, decent battle skill, but again, as I always say, I need to be able to see what this specialises into. However, a modern Earth Dragoon is always welcomed. Lots of good Earth attack teams out there. So finally, which deck should you go for? Well, that's a very good question. I don't recommend the current Fire Commander deck. So that gives 4 options. I thought the Light Slayer deck was pretty decent actually. Once you worked out how to use it, just because it's Noble Killer. You needed Santa though to make that work. If you didn't have Santa, then it was pretty much useless, or Iria with other cards. Water Commander, well, water decks are always quite hard to get. Yeah, an upgrade skill and creates a lot of power gems plus a damage bonus, so this could well be the best deck in the season. Let's have a look at the final two. The Dark Slayer one I didn't get. It's the only deck I didn't get, actually, believe it or not. And I am a VIP 1 player. Yeah, this one increases Dark Slayer attack by 100%. Increases self-attack as well, so this looks semi-decent. And then finally, the Earth deck, which I got. Didn't think it was that good, but it was okay. Yeah, no boost, so I would say if you're going to go for any of the decks, the first two in the season, I guess, but they're all a bit weak actually compared to previous decks. Difficult one, but I would say Water or Dark are the best choices out of those. That's my personal opinion. And there we go, that's the end of the video. Hope that was helpful. As always, if you do have any questions or suggestions regarding this video, please let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to help. Also, feel free to let me know your thoughts on the current event deck. I really don't think it's very good, but there might be good ways to use this deck. If you did enjoy this video, leaving a like and subscribing to the channel is always appreciated. Thank you to those that have already subscribed. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to claim your free Ultimate Heroes.